If you are somebody who has been bloated for years, you're reacting to even healthy foods, you're feeling stuck just removing more and more foods, or maybe you're following a low FODMAP diet, it's not making anything better, and you're just constantly guessing about what to eat, then this training is for you. So I'm going to get right into it. And the way that I'm going to share this method with you is by actually walking you through a client case study that shows exactly how we identify the root cause of bloating, food sensitivities, and hormone symptoms with our clients, and how we create a plan that actually works for them. So when this client came to me, she thought that food was the problem. Like many of our clients, she tried low FODMAP, she tried food sensitivity testing, which is one of the biggest wastes of money in the gut health space. She tried probiotics, she tried elimination diets. She was still super bloated and uncomfortable after most meals. She felt 6 months pregnant by the end of the day. She was also avoiding a lot of social events and traveling and having to plan her outfits around her digestion. She wasn't feeling very strong in workouts. She liked to work out, but she wasn't even seeing the results from her workouts, and she just felt completely burnt out and exhausted. She also was noticing more PMS, and her periods were getting worse and worse. So more fatigue, heavier periods, irritability, and that's not a coincidence. We see this oftentimes because gut health and hormone health go hand in hand. Her doctor told her that it might be SIBO, but didn't really give her any other steps. And I also will say we work with clients who have tried to treat their SIBO with antibiotics and they're still stuck and back at square one. But they basically just recommended that she take antibiotics and go on a low FODMAP diet. She really truly thought that she would have to avoid garlic and onions forever. She was very hopeful whenever we had our initial consultation, and I told her that that was not the case. We could actually add a lot of these foods back in. But she really thought that her only option was more restriction, and that wasn't actually the root issue. The food was not the problem. So what we did was we looked deeper. We want to figure out what the actual root cause is. And as a side note, with something like SIBO or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, it is still a symptom. It's not a root cause. So if you've ever said or you've heard that SIBO causes your bloating, it is still just a symptom. And I see a lot of people waste time and energy trying to just get rid of the SIBO, but they're focusing on the wrong thing because they really need to zoom out and look at what actually caused that SIBO in the first place. And that's what they have to address. Otherwise, the SIBO is just going to keep coming back. So what we look for with clients, and I'll give you kind of an overview of the 4 key areas we assess and then what we actually found with this client. So when our clients come to us struggling with chronic gut issues and hormone symptoms, we first look at their gut function. So how well they're actually breaking down their food. We look at their motility, we look at their stomach acid, and we look at their digestive capacity. We also really like to use a GI-MAP stool test to really assess these, but we can tell a lot by symptoms alone as well. Then we look at the actual gut environment. So we look at bacterial overgrowth, we look at the good levels of gut bacteria, which with our clients who have a lot of digestive issues, usually we see a lot of low levels. And this is also just another reason to not actually restrict or remove more foods. We look for certain infections like H. pylori. We look at fungal overgrowth like candida, parasites, and we look at the gut immune system, which this is tied to leaky gut. If you've ever told that you have leaky gut or you have a ton of food sensitivities, we need to look at your gut immune system and how well that's functioning. We also look outside the gut. So we look at hormones and detoxification abilities. We look at hormones like cortisol, thyroid, estrogen, and progesterone, because these all will influence your gut, and your gut also influences these hormones. We also look at detoxification pathways, because if you're not pooping and sweating every single day, or your body doesn't have the ability to do that, you're not going to be getting rid of excess toxins and excess hormones, which can lead to a lot of other symptoms. And then lastly, we look at nervous system and stress load. We look at if you're stuck in fight or flight mode, are you a type A perfectionist who's always going from one thing to the next? And are you maybe ignoring stressors, or you aren't building stress resiliency in your body? Some women will do this intentionally, and others have no idea how stressed out their body actually is until we look deeper at the health of their nervous system. The goal is not to get rid of all stress either. It's to build in habits that make your body more resilient to stressors. So we really zoom out and we look at the whole body with a functional lens. So with this client, we did a combination of functional assessments. We used the GMF stool test and the hair tissue mineral analysis, or the HTMA. And here's what we found that was missing. First and foremost, poor motility. So bacteria is sitting where it shouldn't. This is going to lead to a lot of bloating and reaction to fibrous foods like garlic and onions and vegetables and fruit, all those healthy foods. It also leads to poor hormone metabolism. So that was also contributing to a lot of her PMS symptoms. And for her, because we also look at blood labs, we could see that this sluggish motility was connected to slowed thyroid function, which happened due to undereating. Next, we saw low beneficial gut bacteria. So when we have low levels of beneficial gut bacteria, there's more room for the bad bacteria to actually overgrow. We also saw low stomach acid and low enzyme and bioproduction. So overall low gut function. She wasn't actually breaking her food down well. Whether it was a piece of pizza or an apple, her body wasn't breaking it down well. And this triggers an immune response to even healthy foods. So that's where we see a lot of food sensitivities and reactions coming up. It also leads to poor estrogen detoxification, which when we have too much estrogen in relation to progesterone, we're going to have heavier, painful periods, lots of PMS. And then, of course, nutrient deficiencies, because she's not actually breaking her food down well. We could also see this with some of her blood labs. She had low vitamin D despite supplementing, and low vitamin A, which are fat-soluble vitamins. We also saw a lot of mineral deficiencies and imbalances. So this is going to impact her gut function, her detoxification abilities, and her hormone function, especially with that thyroid hormone. And then lastly, we saw signs of nervous system dysregulation. So her body was stuck in a fight or flight state, not in that rest and digest state. You cannot be go all of the time and expect your body to slow down enough to actually produce the enzymes and the stomach acid and the bile that it needs to properly break your food down well. So with all of this and really seeing a clear picture of what was going on, we could tell that her body did not need to eliminate more foods and it did not need restriction. What we really needed to focus on was actually adding things in and giving it full body support with her digestion, her hormones, her minerals, and her nervous system. So we could see why what I talked about before that she was trying wasn't working, because she really was just focusing on the food and blaming the food and only looking at her gut symptoms. She wasn't zooming out and looking at her body as a whole. So here's a brief overview of what her plan looked like. Again, emphasis on support, not restriction. We started rebuilding gut motility and supporting enzyme production. We worked on stomach acid and bile support, not just probiotics. And I will say we do this with a lot of food sources. It's not just this extensive supplement protocol where you're taking 20 random things. We actually do this a lot more with food and with lifestyle shifts. Some strategic supplements for some clients, it just depends on the person. We worked on mineral repletion, specifically sodium, which we need for stomach acid production, potassium and magnesium, which are really important for that stress response, and zinc, which is also important for her immune system and her stomach acid production. We worked a lot on nervous system regulation with good quality meal hygiene, blood sugar balancing meals, and a more anchoring morning routine. And then we worked on gradual food introductions, working on reintroducing the right things in the right order while supporting all of these other areas so that she could tolerate them well. So she wasn't having any food fear or just guessing and hoping for the best. So the results. Within 4 months, she saw significant improvements with her bloating. So she's eating more foods than she has in years, including garlic and onions, broccoli, more of those fibrous vegetables, even dairy in the right form, and beans as well, which she hadn't eaten beans in like 5 or 6 years. She can also eat out and travel. She's gone on 2 trips so far this summer and has not worried about bloating or needing to pack a ton of supplements just to stay regular. Her energy and her strength are starting to improve. So she's noticing that her workouts are actually feeling really good. She can feel herself getting stronger. She's building muscle. She's losing fat, and she's actually motivated to get into the gym and get through her workouts with the energy that she needs. Her periods are starting to improve. So she's had 2 cycles where she's noticed lighter flow, less PMS, and more stability and predictability. So they're coming every 29 days, and she doesn't feel like she needs to pop ibuprofen for the first 2 days or lay on the couch and cancel her plans because the bleeding is so heavy. And then lastly, no more guessing or stressing at meal times. She sits down. She actually feels so relaxed whenever she's eating, and she enjoys her meal. She knows what to eat. And if symptoms do pop up, the goal is never to be completely asymptomatic. If symptoms are popping up, that's a good thing because it means your body is giving you messages and communicating with you. So when those symptoms do pop up, she knows exactly why and how to fix it. So I want to kind of summarize things for you on what this sustainable path to food freedom and better digestion really looks like. We focus on restoring function, not restriction. We test instead of guess and throw random supplements at you. We want to know why your gut is reacting in the first place. And then we also work on rebuilding capacity with your digestion, your minerals, and your nervous system. It's not just about the food. Some final reminders for you. You do not need another elimination diet or more restriction. You don't need to keep guessing, and you don't need to try more random supplements and probiotics and green powders and fiber and all those things that aren't addressing your root cause. What you do need is to understand why your body is reacting in the first place and take a root cause approach that looks at the full picture. Your digestion, your minerals, your hormones, your nervous system, all of these things that we can piece together in a plan that is actually realistic and sustainable and doable. It's not a restrictive elimination diet. You can continue doing it for the rest of your life, and you get to eat more foods and actually eat like a normal person and enjoy your life again. So this is exactly what we do with our clients inside our 4-month one-on-one program. If you're ready to get support and you want to know exactly what this looks like for you, you can DM me the word ready on Instagram, and I'll send you an application to work together. It asks you a few questions just to get a better idea of your goals, your symptoms, what all you've tried so far. And I'll review all of this. We can get on a call and we can figure out the next best steps for you. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, DM me, and I'm happy to chat more.